Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coaching Think Talk. So, I am Life Coach Candee Teng. I am a professional CACC life coach and a certified mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. And this is coaching for mindful eating. So, this coaching conversation is for people who sees food as life, but who are being challenged by what they eat, which causes them physical, emotional, and mental stress. And my mission is to help 1 million individuals to become mentally fit, to heal and recover from their broken identity, broken name, and broken dreams so that they can courageously journey outside of their comfortable lifestyle to live a life of stewardship or a life of responsibility. So thank you for joining me live today, and please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are coming from today, and please do tag a friend and circulate this video to help us reach more individuals who might be in need of what I'll be sharing for this session. So you may also want to give some shout outs to people you want to greet and reach out with some inspiring message. So if you are watching this on a replay, then please do comment hashtag replay. So I am streaming via FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI-Connect. So if you are new to our platform, please like, follow, and subscribe. Ayan. So for my episode this morning or for my topic for this episode, I will be talking about insulin resistance. So just last week, last episode, I talked about insulin 101, what insulin is and what it does for our body. So before I proceed, ayan, I would like to greet our fellow coaches, fellow coaches, si Coach Teen, na nandiyan na si Coach Marife, ayan, at nagtatag sila, ayan. So, please feel free to tag and of course share this video, especially it's December, di ba? um many people are now going towards no mga parties. This can be physical parties or virtual parties, no, and it's very very important and very timely to know about insulin, how it does work in our body, because we all have insulin. Okay, we all have insulin. And yeah, and of course what insulin resistance does, no, and if you're finding any symptoms that you think, no, is already equivalent to sa tingin mo insulin resistance, then what you can do about it. Ayan, si Mayor Leonard Cales, ayan na ang aking buong pangalan. Hello Mayor, welcome. Yeah. Tapos nagla-like si Coach Marife. Okay, so please share with me what you know about insulin resistance, because oftentimes, no, people go into diabetes agad. It's either sugar tapos diabetes, or insulin equals diabetes. But before that, no, merong gitna na nangyayari, and that's what we call insulin resistance. So feel free to share with me what are your thoughts about insulin resistance. If you heard of it, yung concept mo, and if not, no, then technically hashtag first time. Okay, so just in case you're meeting me for the first time, again, my name is Life Coach Candee Teng. I am a professional certified CACC life coach and a certified mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. And my coaching focus is on healing and recovery through mental fitness. So bakit tayo merong no mindful eating? What does it has to do with healing and recovery through mental fitness? So later on, 'di ba, I will be sharing this with you. Okay, so I am also a proud scholar of Master Coach A's Tribe Speak, a six-step to six-figure speaking career training program. I am a Master Builder Apprentice of Master Coach A, and of course, we build tribe as we help your unstoppable dream to come true. And with that, no, I am the creator and founder of When Comfort is Not Too Comfortable Coaching Community. So when you talk about comforts, this is not limited to your physical comforts, but this can as well be your emotional comforts and your mental comforts, our thought patterns, the way we do things, the way we think, the way we react. That I don't know, very defaultly, and you find it hard to or challenging to change it, so you choose to remain in that comfort. And of course, no, life offers changes and transformation, and for you to go to go through changes and transformation in your life, to experience something new in your life, you have to go out of your comfort zone. But oftentimes, since there are a lot of fear that involves it, no, people have a hard time to really go through the journey. And oftentimes, we only need people or a person to go with us in that journey in order for you, no, to start journeying towards your change and transformation. So that is what the group is all about, and it helps you become mentally fit, no, through education, coaching that will allow you to gain that courage to finally journey towards change and transformation in your life. Hello, Coach Preska. Magandang morning. Ayan. And I am also, of course, a proud coachee of Master Coach A. So we have been in partnership for already 3 years, no, ongoing fourth year. I'm going to renew my coaching plan with her, no. And for this season, we are focusing on brain integration, but I don't know, backward or rewind. When I came to Master Coach A, I was clinically diagnosed with multiple mental illnesses, and one of the illnesses that I have is actually eating disorder. And since this has been, iniisip ko kung ilang years siyang around, 13 years, um, I have been experiencing eating disorder for 13 years. Ayan, ganun katagal yung eating disorder ko. Of course, the neural pathway that I have in my mind, sanay siya mag-default in the way that I eat, no? I eat, the way I see food. Ayan. So, that's why we have mindful eating. So, this is as well my journey that I am sharing with you. So, yun po. And we often do not know, no? That food actually has a direct effect on our mental health. So this can either be deteriorate our mental health or help us improve our mental health. Hello, Master Coach Jasmine. Ayan. Again, the episode for this morning is insulin resistance. Hello, Coach C. So, in case you want to connect with me, here's my page, Life Coach Candee, and here's my group, When Comfort is Not So Comfortable Coaching Community. And if you want to connect with me personally, want to drop me some notes, ask me some questions, this is my personal FB account, and it only looks like this. I only have one account. Okay? So, be mindful na yan at yan siya ang itsura niya. And of course, I invite you to like and follow our page, D Cup Coffee Republic. This is the home of certified life coaches here in the Philippines, and we are open from 12 noon to 12 midnight. So I invite you to come over and experience the place and have meaningful conversations with certified life coaches. And of course, now be a channel of love and hope as you bless someone with a meal from the Cup Coffee Republic. Hashtag gift. Ayan, you gift something to someone, no, and along with that gift, no, allow your personal message to inspire them, to encourage them, to motivate them. Ayan, so allow us to partner with you in helping us, no, in helping you bringing light into someone's life, especially this season of Christmas. So be blessed all the more for being a blessing. So before I proceed, I would invite you to get your hashtag pack my bag moment. So hindi po bag, no, ang ang itsura ng hashtag pack my bag moment ko dito, but these are technically relating to mindful eating. Anyway, okay. So your hashtag pack my bag moment are your key points, aha moments, word sharing, lessons that resonates with you. So these are powerful truths, no, that speaks to your hearts. Epiphany siya na, yun pala yun. And oftentimes, when you talk about truth, no, this can also pinch your heart. Masakit din po siya. But when you get this, you usually say, I'm done, I got it, I can leave, kaya alsa balutan, di ba? Hashtag pack my bag moment. But then again, I'm just going to start, no. But yeah, throughout this episode, go ahead and take your hashtag pack my bag moment. So your hashtag pack my bag moment are like your bag, no, that you can carry around with you whenever you go in all seasons of your life. And this serves as great learnings, no, that you can apply in all areas of your life. And of course, I encourage you to share your hashtag pack my bag moment on your timeline so you get to bless other people as well as I bless you, no, with this with education, with your hashtag pack my bag moment. Our heart is as well, you become a channel of blessing, and you allow this the flow of the blessing, the blessing to flow, okay, to other people. So you post it on your timeline so other people will get to see this and be blessed as well. So just in case you want to put a context so people will know where your hashtag pack my bag moment comes from, you can put hashtag coaching think talk, hashtag mindful eating, hashtag mentally fit feel. Ayan. So babasahin ko, may sabi si okay na. Okay na, Coach C. Okay, hello, Coach C. Ayan. So again, just last week, I've discussed no, Insulin 101 and how does insulin work, no? So ayan, titingnan natin para siyang susi, okay? So technically, invisible changes in the body, no, in our body begin long before a person is actually diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Because when you talk about insulin, alam ng tao is equals diabetes, but we all have insulins in our body, okay? So, technically, no, when you say before being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, di ba, madaming nangyayari sa katawan natin that we are actually not aware of because this is on the cellular level. So, this is both good news and bad news, no? So, unahin natin si bad news. So sa bad news, ibig sabihin if you don't feel any symptoms, no, it means that you won't know that you have it and you won't become aware of it, no. And the good news is actually now that you are being educated through this episode, no, and the episodes before this and after this, kasi gagawin natin siyang insulin series, okay? So you can actually prevent type 2 diabetes or other complications of insulin resistance. And of course, you can delay if you're already at risk. In short, pag nandun ka na, nakikita mo na you're already at a risk, no, of developing the disease or the sickness, then you can actually delay it. So one of the most important unseen changes that actually happens in our body is actually what we call insulin resistance. So again, backdrop of insulin, no, when we eat, our food travels to our stomach, small intestines, where it's broken down into nutrients that includes glucose, and the nutrients are absorbed, no, and distributed via your bloodstream. And the pancreas is actually a gland located behind our stomach that performs an essential role in the digestion process, and it creates enzymes that break down the fat, starches, and sugar in food, no, and it also secretes what we call insulin, okay, and other hormones into our bloodstream. So most of the food that we eat actually turns into glucose, or what we all commonly know as sugar, no, for our bodies to use for energy. So technically, kailangan din naman siya na cells natin for energy, okay? And the pancreas is an organ, di ba, that makes the hormone insulin, and insulin helps glucose get into the cells of our body. So without insulin, si glucose hindi nakakapasok sa cell natin. Kaya pag titingnan nyo doon sa picture, no, yung insulin is the key that opens it, okay? May insulin receptor, then may insulin as the key, and then insulin unlocks, okay, the entry kung saan pwedeng pumasok yung glucose sa cells natin, no? And when anyone has diabetes, their body either doesn't make enough insulin or they can't use its own insulin as well as it should be. In short, hindi na use yung insulin as its proper function, no? And this causes sugars eventually to build up in the blood kasi nga hindi siya nakakapasok sa cells, so nandoon lang siya sa blood natin. So this is why many people refer to diabetes as glucose or sugar. Yun kasi talaga siya, okay? So again, glucose is an essential source of energy for our brain as well as source of energy for our own physical body. And glucose in the bloodstream comes from more so carbohydrate foods. Ayan, malakas po talaga ang glucose with carbohydrate foods, no, which are actually changed and broken down into glucose after we eat them. And the way insulin works, no, pag pumasok na po yung glucose in our cells, no, these are now being transported towards our muscles, liver, and fat, no, for fat storage. Technically, tatlo yung napupuntahan talaga niya. Okay, so how does insulin work? Again, insulin is the energy storage hormone. So after a meal, it helps the cell use carbs, fats, and proteins as needed and store what's left mainly no as fat for future use. So if you want to know more about this, I encourage you to look into Insulin 101, no, the episode last week. So the body again breaks down these nutrients into sugar molecules, amino acid molecules, lipid molecules, no, and the body also stores and reassembles these molecules, no, into more complex form. Hello, April. Ayan, nakita ko si April. So, ang tanong ngayon, what is insulin resistance? So, we all again have insulin in our body, no. Our pancreas produces insulin, and it acts as keys, no, for glucose to enter our cells, and eventually this magkakaroon tayo ng I forgot what it's called. Basta ano siya, then magdi-distribute siya doon sa body, okay? So insulin resistance occurs when an excess of glucose reduces the ability of the blood cells to absorb and use glucose for energy, okay? So when your body's insulin resistance is high, there is a lot of pressure on your pancreas to produce more insulin to balance blood sugar levels in your bloodstream. Kasi pag pumasok yung pagkain, no, from our intestines, tapos lumabas na siya as sugar in our bloodstream, automatically our pancreas will receive it and then will produce insulin. So, ganun kaganda yung katawan natin. So, if you have high insulin resistance, since hindi nga pumapasok, no, dahil nandoon lang yung glucose level sa bloodstream natin, si pancreas magpo-produce lang siya na magpo-produce ng insulin in order, kasi nga ang function niya is to be able to balance the blood sugar levels in our bloodstream. So this may result, no, in either very low or very high production of insulins in our body. Thereby, it increases the risk of many diseases like heart diseases and diabetes. And fortunately, no, there are many things, of course, that we can try, including an insulin resistant diet. So may ganun po that naturally improves your insulin resistance. Hello, Coach Nords. So any health issue, no, gives, of course, several visible and invisible changes in our body before it actually, or before our health starts deteriorating. So there is a similar actually, no, condition happens when you are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So there are many invisible changes in our body before you are actually diagnosed with diabetes. And again, one of them is insulin resistance. So, dadaan mo na siya ng insulin resistance bago siya pupuntang diabetes. And your body can be resistant to insulin without giving any symptoms. Okay? That's why we have to be very, very careful. So, it is actually condition that progresses, no, to diabetes. So again, oftentimes when you talk about diabetes or insulin, automatically alam ng tao, insulin, then diabetes. So yung gitna nun is what you call insulin resistance. Therefore, it is essential to monitor your blood sugar levels regularly, and what you eat, you have to become mindful with what you eat. So again, insulin resistance is a condition where the cells in your muscles, fat, and liver do not react to insulin and are unable to use glucose from your bloodstream to make it as an energy for our body. So eventually, no, pag nakita nyo siya dyan sa diagram, magiging fat siya. That's why oftentimes we feel tired and we feel hungry. Tapos dahil hungry tayo, kakain ulit tayo. So technically, it is a cycle. Okay. So, according to American Diabetes Association, no, about 50% of people with insulin resistance and pre-diabetes will develop type 2 diabetes gradually if they do not make lifestyle modifications. And people with high insulin resistance, then the prevalence of prediabetes actually is very high. Again, insulin is a vital hormone that your pancreas releases into your body, and it helps in regulating not only the blood sugar levels, no, but essential nutrients in your bloodstream. So it plays a vital role again in blood sugar levels in your body, and it actually affects, no, carbohydrates, fat, and protein metabolism. So hindi siya basta-basta lang, no. It is actually a very very important part of our system, no, of our body. So insulin resistance, no, is the driving factor that leads to pre-diabetes, diabetes type 2, and gestational diabetes. And sometimes, no, a patient may be insulin resistant for several years without them knowing. Kasi nga may invisible changes and we don't know what's happening with our body, no. And a patient, this condition actually doesn't trigger any symptoms. And actually, ang doctor ang marunong talagang tumingin nito, no? Doctor may actually suspect insulin resistance. If you have, ito na, high blood sugar levels, high triglycerides, and high cholesterol levels. So, magkakasama po siya. Therefore, no, it is very important for you to keep checking your, not only your blood glucose level though, but to have annual, no, blood works or blood check-up. So ano nga ba yung symptoms ng insulin resistance? So insulin resistance generally again does not show any symptoms until it progresses to diabetes. And according, no, to a study, about 90% of people with pre-diabetes are actually unaware of it, na nagkakaroon na sila ng insulin resistance, bigla na lang sila nagkakaroon ng diabetes. And oftentimes, kahit may diabetes na sila, hindi pa rin nila alam. So technically, what are, no, some signs, no, that include in terms of insulin resistance? Okay. So, wait. Ayan. Sorry. Okay. So, what are again some signs and causes, no? Signs muna, symptoms of insulin resistance. So, insulin resistance generally again does not show symptoms, but what you can look into includes a waistline over 40 inches in men and 35 inches in women. Then you have a blood pressure of 130 over 80 and above. You have fasting blood glucose level above 100 milligram. You have triglyceride level over 150 milligram. HDL cholesterol level below 40 milligram in men and 50 milligram in women. And skin patches, dark velvety skin, is called acanthosis nigricans, no, on the neck, groin, and armpits. Okay. So, ano ba yung nagko-cause actually ng insulin resistance and what are the risk factors? So if you can see this, no, nakikita mo obesity, inactiveness, no, pwede din genetically, no, in genetics, aging as we age, no, and medications and rare disorders can actually cause insulin resistance. And what can insulin resistance do, no, to our body? Of course, we all know that we can develop type 2 diabetes. We can also have PCOS. We have atherosclerosis, dyslipidemia, and hypertension. So being overweight or obese, no, particularly yung pag mas malaki yung belly fat natin. So these are one of the one things, no, that you want to look into. Sedentary lifestyle, so inactiveness, palagi tayo, 'di ba? Nakaupo, hindi masyado gumagalaw. Then of course, if you have unhealthy eating habits, if you do smoking, if you have gestational diabetes, medical problems, no, like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So not all fatty liver disease, no, can come from alcohol because there is such a thing as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And if you have PCOS as well, no. And if you have family history of diabetes, kasi genes po siya, napapass down siya, no. And if you have hormonal conditions like acromegaly and Cushing syndrome, and intake of certain medications like steroids, antidepressants, ayan, kaya hindi po din healthy na maging reliant tayo sa antidepressants if you have a mental health condition. That's why you want to continue on working on your mental fitness para, no, hindi ka magre-rely sa antidepressants because it causes, no, changes and may side effects din po siya sa katawan natin. If you're taking HIV drugs, if you have poor sleeping patterns, like sleep apnea, and yung age mo, no, more likely after 45. So how does, no, insulin resistance progress to diabetes? So again, when a person no has insulin resistance, the pancreas again works hard to release enough insulin to overcome the body's resistance to maintain the blood sugar under control. So over a period of time, the pancreas ability to secrete insulin begins to deplete kasi nga na-worn out siya. Palagi siya nagpo-produce. So eventually, napapagod siya, 'di ba? Kasi nag-overwork yung organ and it is not the usual the function of the organ. Hindi yun yung design niya, okay? So eventually, it begins to deplete and eventually, ito na, magpa-progress na to development of type 2 diabetes, okay? So the diagnosis, how can you become diagnosed, no? And or how will you know kung meron kang insulin resistance or you're developing into you are pre-diabetic, no? Nandun ka na sa risk of developing type 2 diabetes. So for this the purposes of this discussion is to mainly focus on type 2 diabetes, okay? Not PCOS, not dyslipidemia and hypertension, okay? So the doctor actually will recommend you to go into three types no of test. And usually ito si HbA1c test no. So this test measures the average blood glucose level that you have for the last 3 months, okay? Then you also have the fasting blood glucose test. So this test is done in the morning on an empty stomach where the person has to refrain from eating or drinking for 8 hours. Okay? So, ito yung usual na alam natin na blood test. We usually do this every year, no? Fasting blood glucose test. So, ito yung usually na ginagawa natin when you want CBC or complete, no? Yung blood count mo and yung blood, gusto mo makita talaga ano nangyari sa katawan mo. And then you also have random blood glucose test. So this test is done randomly at some point in time during the day. So the doctors generally perform no more than one of these tests to confirm the diagnosis. So if the blood glucose level consistently go above the normal range, it determines that the body is becoming resistant to insulin. But then again, no, I am sharing this for education and not for the purpose of you self-diagnosis or self-diagnosing, okay? So if you really want to know your condition and you see na from dito, no, from here, from this education, from learning here, no, you see that you are in a risk or you think, no, you have insulin resistance, then you can do blood works and even consult a doctor for this, no, really to know if meron nga ba talaga, no. Again, self-diagnosis is very dangerous, okay? So, ito yung symptoms of insulin resistance, no? So, insulin resistance generally, again, uulitin ko, does not show symptoms until it progresses to diabetes, okay? And 90% of people with pre-diabetes are unaware of it. So, if you wanna see, no, again, minention ko na yung waistline, 40 inches for men, 35 inches in women, yung blood pressure mo, pag high, kasi it's again a combination of high blood or hypertension, it's high triglycerides and high blood or high glucose level in your blood. So, ano pa ba yung ibang pwede mo makita, no? If you have the usual cravings for sweet and salty things and you oftentimes you feel fatigue and you have frequent or increased urination. Tapos, increased hunger, of course, no? Hunger or thirst. And if you have tingling sensations in feet and hands, ito yung parang yung iba, ang term nila dito is nagmamanhid, no? Yung tips ng fingers mo, yung arms mo, ayan. Tapos yung feet mo, yung parang nawawalan siya ng circulation ng blood. Yung, ayan, namamanhid siya. Sometimes ganun yung feeling. Sometimes like literal na may tingling siya, no? And of course, if you have, for some reasons, darkening of your skin, especially in the groin area, the armpits, and behind the neck. So these are symptoms that you can look into. Okay? Again, do not self-diagnose. Just look if you have these symptoms. And again, if you want to know if you really have it, then go to a doctor or have your blood test works done. No? Again, tatlo siya, HbA1c test, fasting blood sugar. Okay? and then random glucose level testing. But technically, makikita mo siya sa both, no? You can already see this on the fasting blood sugar level in the HbA1c test, no? And if you, of course, makikita kasi doon pag mataas siya if it's over the boundary. So if it's over the boundary, then technically you already want to consult a doctor, okay? So prevention, again, insulin resistance can be effectively naman prevented kasi nga since these are invisible changes and it takes time really, no, for the sickness to come out, no, then technically it can as well be prevented. So how do you actually prevent insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, no? Syempre, we all know, ang sinasabi nila palagi is healthy lifestyle. So what does it include? It includes eating a balanced diet rich in fiber, protein, and complex carbohydrates, not simple carbohydrates. Okay? Again, simple carbohydrates are potatoes, pasta, especially the white rice, ayan, mga french fries, junk foods, ayan, mga simple carbohydrates sila. So you want to go to complex carbohydrates, and if you want to know more about complex carbohydrates, meron din po, we also have that in this episode, no? I think it's Carbs 101. I've run that again, so you want to look into it. Then you want to, of course, exercise regularly for 30 minutes, at least 5 days a week, okay? You want to develop as well a good sleeping pattern. You want to be physically active, and you want to be able to manage stress. Yes, kasama po ang managing stress dito because oftentimes we are unaware that the way we respond to stress, no, nag-eating patterns tayo, no, nag-emotional eating, nag-stress eating tayo, and eventually, no, when you do stress eating, emotional eating, we often go for the unhealthy food, especially no mga high in carbs, and eventually if palagi to nangyayari, you're constantly exposed to stress, no, malama. Not only does it shrink your hippocampus, but it can actually lead, no, your body is in danger for developing insulin resistance. So it is important to be able to manage stress as well. Okay, so studies also have shown, no, that losing 7% of body weight can remarkably lower the risk of developing disease. And what other things that you can do? No, of course, intermittent fasting, okay, and avoiding saturated fat are the ways that can reverse your insulin resistance. Again, if you want to know about saturated fat, meron tayong Fat 101. Okay, just look at it in Coach AI-Connect or Life Coach Philippines episodes of Coaching for Mindful Eating. So again, once your body becomes insulin sensitive, you want your body actually to become insulin sensitive, no? So insulin sensitivity refers to how sensitive the body cells are in response to insulin. So high insulin sensitivity allows the cells of the body to use glucose more effectively, and it reduces blood sugar. So technically, no, you want your body to become insulin sensitive, and you can eventually, no, it can eventually prevent developing diabetes type 2 and its subsequent illnesses like other illnesses, hypertension. Ayan, nakita natin kanina, di ba? Pinakita ko siya sa oh, yeah. Okay. Sa hypertension, dyslipidemia, ayan, PCOS, and so much more. Okay? So, if you want to know more about how to eventually, reverse insulin resistance, I invite you to join me again next time at 10 a.m. I will be talking about the reverse insulin resistance. Okay, so that's it for our episode for this morning, no, for our episode in coaching for mindful eating. For this episode, it's just about insulin resistance, what it is though, and how you can actually prevent it. Okay. So, as I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we are doing as an organization of professional certified life coaches. So, if you are not yet a smart holder of the Learning e-card, then you are still missing all the perks, of course, that we are enjoying. And today is the best time for you to take action. So, connect with Coach Giselle to 0917-586-1661 to join the Bee Learning Society, which is the tent maker of Bee Learning Homes for mental fitness, where you get to enjoy 5% food and beverage discount from Decaf Coffee Republic, and you get a full access to Mental Model Masterclass by Master Coach A, happening every fourth Saturday of the month. But for this month, since the fourth Saturday is December 25, we're doing it on the third Saturday, which is December 18. So you get to as well no benefit for a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. So again, you want to save the date on the for the next Mental Model Masterclass by Master Coach A, and this is on December 18 at 7 p.m., where Master Coach A will teach us about the reinvention mental model. And this is very timely, this is very apt because, excuse me, as we go through the end of the year and as we usher in, di ba, the new year, 2022, oftentimes a new year siya, you want something new in our life, but oftentimes no, we are not able to really maintain that new something that we want to develop in our life. And this is because we either no, yung brain natin, yung brain natin doesn't have the reinvention mental model, no, or it lacks no the reinvention mental model. So learning about reinvention mental models not only allows you to malamang no reinvent yourself, but it allows you to transform yourself. It allows you to have lasting changes, and it allows you to create new experiences in your life. So I invite you to join us, since this is very, very, very timely. And for more, of course, information and registration assistance, just connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661. So for individuals who intend to embark on a journey of becoming a certified life coach like us and joining us in this very fulfilling profession, which is actually the second fastest growing profession in the world today, no? Master Coach A offers co-actively co-create life coach certification program. So this is an internationally no CPD accredited course with 40 credit units. So CPD, or continuing professional development, it's all about learning new things or refreshing your knowledge by doing new things. And this what makes the ACC Life Coach Certification Program the perfect track for your continuing professional development, because life coaching is the 21st century learning experience that empowers professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains, and thereby no, they increase their relevance and their value in an increasingly complex workplace. So the CACC course includes a 21-day web-based learning, a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coaching, and a 3-day live business bootcamp with senior coaching team. And the program package also comes with many other bonuses. So just connect with Coach Zell through 0917-586-1661 to discover the opportunities awaiting for you in this very fulfilling, again, profession. And you can start your journey of becoming a actively co-create life coach with initial investment of 5,000 pesos or $100. So what better way no to spend your bonus and your mga 13th month pay, mga bonus natin, extra money that we have, than to start investing on yourself. Okay? So there is no greater investment than the investment that you can make for yourself, because as you invest on yourself, eventually no, you invest in the quality of your life as well. So do join us for another coaching conversation later with Coach Cherry at 2 p.m. no, for coaching for lip formation, and with Coach Rizal for coaching for purposeful living at 4 p.m. So once again, this is Coach Candee Teng from Life Coach Philippines for Coaching Think Talk, because coaches like us think and talk like this, and this is us in the Philippines. Love and boom, love and boom, love and boom. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day.